Our next speaker today is no stranger to the law school. It's Manisha Arya from the third year. I invite her to
So I would like to start my presentation by asking a simple question. How many of you are from reserve category and are willing to tell people that you are from a reserve category? And how many of you have changed your surname from what your grandfather or father had used? Okay, so hello everyone, my name is Manisha Arya, and to be true, that's not my real identity. My grandfather used the surname Kori, which is a community of clothes weaver, and my father still uses the surname Sutrakar, which again depicts that we belong to that community. But my mother and all my brothers and me use the surname Arya. So if you look at the meaning of Arya, it means honorable and noble person, and it is a free surname that can be used by anybody. So when I go out in public and I tell people my name, people cannot recognize that I belong to a Dalit community. So when I was talking to my mother about it, this fact really struck me. Why my father is okay with using the surname Sutrakar, but my mother is not. So the reason for this lies in the past experiences that she has faced, and that still goes on my village from where I belong to. So my native is in village Jatara in Chandera, that are placed in Madhya Pradesh. There, what the practice still is, when women go to fetch water in the well, so one side of the well will be my community, the Dalit community, and the other side of the well will be the upper caste community. They do not want us or our utensils to get in touch with them or their utensils because they think it will pollute their water. लेकिन किसी के मन में ये थॉट नहीं आता है कि the water flows and anyway it's going to touch. And after that, when my mother used to go to temples, and when when the women from my community go to temple, they have to pray separately, and the upper caste people will be praying separately. Just not that. So the point that I wanted to portray is how the caste system is more from women to women. How this hierarchy is going on. Because from what my mother has told, children and men, upper caste men. So yeah, I forgot to mention this instead. When upper caste women come to my place in the village, they would not enter my house or drink or eat anything from my house. But children are allowed to do that, and when upper caste men come, they are allowed to do it, but not the women. So this is a factor how the casteism is going from women to women. And one of the major reasons behind this is because men have gone out and they have to work, and so it is an important part of their life to mingle with people. And somehow what I feel is their mind have broadened a bit, and that could be one contributing factor. Apart from that, right now I live in Bhopal, and where I live is a upper middle class urban society. But still, the discrimination still goes on. So where just in front of my house lives a Gupta family, and the lady when she wants to talk to my mother sometimes, she would not cross, like this is the border of my house. She will not cross that. She'll stand outside, she'll talk. Many of times my mother has asked out of courtesy for water and all. She never takes it. So so this is what some of my friends contend, that you are from a upper. My father is an executive engineer. He earns around 6 lakhs per annum. So they are like, you have got education in missionary school. You do not deserve reservation. You don't need reservation. But what the thing that I want to ask is, my father is from economically well background, but still this untouchability continues. Are we really untouchable? If you think that being economically well off gives us a gives us equality in society, then why is this happening? Also, when people have work from my father, they'll be like really cool and all. But still, this untouchability happens. I do not know much about my father's stories, but from what my mother has told me, I can tell you this. And apart from this female to female hierarchy of casteism going on, I have also seen I have also so now I would like to talk about my experience about how upper caste men think how upper caste men portray this casteism to women. So I do not know if it will be okay to talk about this incident, but a guy that I was really close to once told me that his family wouldn't allow him to marry me because I'm from a lower community, but he didn't give two thoughts before having physical relationship with me. So when it comes to giving you recognition in your society, when it comes to telling people that yeah, I have married a Dalit community. A girl from Dalit community, and now that she is a part of our community, they'll be hesitant. But when it comes to treating women as for sexual pleasure or from like your property, they don't. Then we are not understanding. In those cases, they're really okay with it. And apart from, and we all know about the rape cases that happen. So in the upper caste men treat the Dalit women as their property. They think that they can commit any kind of sexual harassment or rape and or any kind of grievous offense to us, and they easily get away with it because they and the logic they give is like they are untouchables. How can we touch them? And yeah. So that is what I wanted to talk today. So if you ask me about my experiences in law school, I haven't had much experience about casteism. My friends have been really supportive, and even when I talked about me being from a lower caste and me being from reserved category, and that's why not being able to gain enough marks, and so I always had that, initially I had that feeling of inferiority. At that time my friends always supported me. So I wouldn't say that there is no progress in society. There is. There are people who are open-minded. But this openness will only come when education is given. And if you look at my family, I am the only girl, like in my close relatives, I am the only girl who is studying out of town. All of my cousin sisters are either forced to stay in town or just get married off after a degree. So this is one thing. If you look at how the males are developing, if you look at how casteism is portrayed towards women and men, I think this is one of the major factor why women cannot get out of their inherent either suppression or oppression. Like what I mean is why upper caste women still want to suppress the lower community, Dalit women. One of the other factors could also be because those women are being suppressed from somebody, they also want to suppress somebody else. So this is what I feel. A person always want to be in position of hierarchy. At least they just want to have this feeling of being superior to at least somebody. So I do not know what factors could improve or make change in society, but I think education could be one of it. And if to all the people and to the society out there who think that we are still untouchable, I just wrote 2 lines that I would want to say. छूकर पत्थर को मूर्त बना देंगे, एक मौका देके तो देखो, भेदभाव का दरिया भी पार कर लेंगे, साथ एक नौका में बैठ के तो देखो. Really like to thank Losov for giving me this opportunity, because this is the first time I'm speaking in public.